One of the reasons that John and I have an affinity for each other over the years is because of his interest in weather, and this being a weather podcast. John now full-time lives down along the Jersey Shore. I mean, you split time in the summers, back and forth. And I think, didn't you maintain an apartment in New York City as well?
Not in the city, but right across
close.
The bridge. Yeah,
right. Yeah. By. So I mean, you kind of had the best of both worlds, but your sense of the weather, especially having to be out in it every morning, right, and trudging along, as good. Your instincts are good, if not better, than even some meteorologists I know. So look, Superstorm Sandy, I think is in the most recent of big weather makers, but we've had huge snowstorms. Maybe just a couple little anecdotal weather situations that you come to mind here as I put you on the spot to talk about some quick weather stories.
Well, I think the one that always stands out is there was a flash flood, a super soaker right across the Holland Tunnel from the city. And naturally, I was dispatched to drive into it. And the editor on the desk said, "We think we have a mother and a child stuck in the floodwater." He gave me the address. I had a pretty good idea where it was. Since I know the area very well, I headed to it and I looked and I said, "Wow, that water looks a little deep." It was tough to tell. It was under a railroad underpass. I said, "I don't know if I can make it, but all right, let's give it a shot." And I'm in the station car, the 1010 Winds mobile unit, and weather like that, we would call it Marine 1010. and I drove very cautiously, and I thought, I've got this baby. And then all of a sudden, blub, 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 and down. And the water, I mean, it just came up from the bottom of the car. It came in every crack, and it was just rising, and it was up to my chest, and I was trying to hold equipment.
Scary. Had to be. How scary was that, John?
And it was, and I rolled down the window a bit, and I was trying to push open the door,
right.
And these police officers were screaming at me, "There's a manhole there. Don't get out. You'll go under."
Oh.
So now I'm in the car, but I will tell you, it was great live radio.
I'm sure
I was yelling at the towing company that wouldn't come to get me. A guy who had just sold my wife a car and thought that I had drowned the car he just sold. He was on the phone, and I was ratting him out. I was going. It was fantastic radio. It cost the company about $30,000, but I thought it was well worth it.
Well,
we got a lot of publicity. TV was there. Yeah, getting caught in the flood was a bit hairy for a while, but I had confidence that the water would eventually go. And we said, "Come hell or high water, we'll get you the news."
There you go. I think you said award.
Check out the full episode by subscribing to and downloading Everything Under the Sun. Available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts. New episodes every Friday.